Live video is starting.
Okay.
You're now live. There we are.
All right. Call
Comments are
Amber
available.
and
Okay.
see if she can find us now. We are getting off to a very rough start this afternoon, friends and neighbors. If in fact we are on at all, so far we
one
aren't.
viewer maybe.
Well, that's you.
Hey, can you see us yet? We are here. Oh, that's so good. I thought we were here. It's good to know we are.
All right.
Jenna's here. Hi from
Hi,
the library.
Jenna.
We can see you fine. Okay.
Great.
Here,
Well, we will put on a show for you too, just for you all. If no one else.
Here,
Oh,
and Ziggy's back.
all right. Great. Now we're
Okay, dear.
now we're working.
Catch you later then.
Thanks for your patience, everybody.
Okay,
we
bye-bye.
will go
Love you.
overtime
Bye-bye.
in order to get all the songs in. And hopefully we can get them done before it's time to feed dogs. Okay.
Ivan is here.
Hello, Ivan.
So Benji's here. Charles Benjamin Harris. He says, I'm here, Ziggy. Here I am again. And Ivan Stiles. Hi, folks.
Hey, Ivan. We've been wrestling with Facebook for the last half hour.
Yeah.
But we never quit.
Oh, I got to move off of this end live. Wait a minute. There, quick. That
Yeah.
makes me so nervous.
Yeah,
That way I can come over.
Don't
and,
do that. It'll give you a chance to back out of that.
But I don't have a way to just scroll down on comments.
Oh.
Wait a minute. I can't. There it is. Okay. And Philippa said no sound here.
Anybody else have that problem?
Yeah, are we all, can everyone hear us?
Can everyone
okay?
hear us?
Stan Johnson, good afternoon, George and Lynn.
Good afternoon. How are you, Stan? Great to have you with us.
Yes.
If anyone else cannot hear us, of course,
We're just having a day.
yeah,
But we've been living in the twilight zone, so.
call Amber back
Okay.
and see if they hear us. I would assume she would have said so
Well,
if
but
they
we-
hadn't.
Benji says sounds fine. Ziggy says sound is good here.
All right, then it must be on your end somewhere, Philippa. I would come out and come
And
back
Jenna
in.
says can hear you fine. So
All
that's
right,
from
wonderful.
the library.
Okay.
Good.
Well, now maybe we can play some music for the third time.
And Stan says can hear fine.
Oh, great, Stan and Sandy. Hello
so
to
I
you.
hope, yes, I hope Philippa can get it. Ivan can hear. That's good. Nan is here. Hi, good to see you.
Great.
You're not even late, Nan, because we're just starting.
That's right. Yeah. All right, folks.
We have had technical issues. Flip said, geez, Facebook turned my sound off while we were trying to get back.
Okay.
Okay, have you got it back?
Nice of them. If I had written software like these people write software, I would have been in a sheltered shop for the blind putting little nuts on little bolts.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't, no.
Anyhow, that's all taken care of. And
as soon as the comments started to scroll down, then the scroll bar showed up.
okay. All right. So this show is called It's About Time.
And
And time is of the essence. We will be going over because we're going to do all the songs. So, if you can't stay for the whole thing, catch us later. Thank you for your patience.
Indeed.
And the idea here is that all the songs in the program today have the word time in their title or refer to time in some way. Nighttime, daytime, year, yesterday, tomorrow, seconds, minutes, hours, something relating to time.
Oh.
And the first one we're going to do is a tune that it's called Happy Hour is the Saddest Time of the Day, written by Buddy Kalb, recorded by Ray Stevens. Here we go. We used to get hammered every afternoon at 5, and for 2 hours we'd keep pouring them down. Doubles for $2 till we could barely survive. Then we'd walk out the door and weave all over town. We were ripped, we were staggered, we were hopelessly blind. We were drunk on love and anything else we could find. But then you sobered up and you drifted away. Now happy hour is the saddest time of the day. Oh, can't you remember the good times we had, juicing it up at the bar? We would have been terrors out on the road, but we never could locate the car. We were ripped, we were staggered, we were hopelessly blind. We were drunk on love and anything else we could find. But then you sobered up and you drifted away. Now happy hour is the saddest time of the day. Oh, darling, how could you leave me after all the good times we had? Remember the time you set my car on fire when you caught me in the back seat with a cocktail waitress? You talk about a hot date. We nearly melted in each other's arms. And the way you used to light the filter tip end on your cigarette and just smoke it right down. Said it reminded you of Cleveland. Or the way I used to stagger into the wrong restroom all the time. That's how we met, up close and personal. Or the quiet times when we stop and get pizza and go home and have nightmares together. Remember the New Year's Eve when you passed out in your ice cream? Nearly froze to death. Boy, we're talking fun. How could you leave all that? I mean, it's not as though we were alcoholics. 10 or 15 cocktails before dinner, couple of bottles of wine, some brandy nightcaps. We knew our limits. Now, we don't even speak the same language. I speak tequila and you speak Perrier. Might as well be Greek to me. Now here I sit drinking your doubles and mine, with a million memories, take your pick. And the tears start falling like Thunderbird wine. I just can't go on. I think I'm gonna get sick. We were ripped, we were staggered, we were hopelessly blind. We were drunk on love and anything else we could find. But then you sobered up and you drifted away. Now happy hour is the saddest time. Oh, happy hour is the saddest time. Yes, happy hour is the saddest time of the day.
Ah, yes. Laura Hardin is here.
Hello,
Yay,
Laura.
It's working.
From California. Yeah, we finally got it working.
Yes.
Got all the pieces wired together one more time.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's see here. Here's a song that was written and recorded by Hank Williams called If You Got the Money, I Got the Time. If you got the money, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. We'll make all the night spots, dance, drink beer and wine. If you got the money, honey, I got the time. There ain't no use to tarry, so let's start out tonight. We'll spread joy, oh boy, and we'll spread it right. We'll have more fun, baby, all the way down the line. If you got the money, honey, I got the time. If you got the money, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. Bring along your Cadillac, leave my old wreck behind. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. Yes, we'll go honky-tonkin', hit every club in town. We'll go to the park where it's dark, we won't fool around. But if you're in short of money, then I'll run short of time. 'Cause you with no more money, honey, I've no more time. If you got the money, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. We'll make all the night spots, dance, drink beer and wine. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time.
Wow. Libby is here,
Hello, Libby.
and Benji says one of Charlie's favorite songs. So here's to you, Charlie.
There you go. Hoist a glass for good old
good
Charlie.
old Charlie, yes. Good to have you, Libby.
Indeed. Hope things are going well for you.
Yes. Oh, they're going on again. Gotta stop that.
I'll try to pep things up.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Here is a traditional song. At least that's what the author is listed as on several sites. Creedence Clearwater Revival, among others, many others did this. It's called The Midnight Special.
Oh.
Well, you wake up in the morning, you hear the work bell ring, and they march you to the table. You see the same old thing, ain't no food upon the table, and no pork up in the pan. But you better not complain, boy, you get in trouble with the man. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine her ever-loving light on me. Yonder comes Miss Rosie. How in the world did you know? By the way she wears her apron and the clothes she wore, umbrella on her shoulder, piece of paper in her hand. She come to see the governor. She wanna free her man. Oh, let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine an ever-loving light on me. If you're ever in Houston, well, you better do right. You better not gamble. There you better not fight, 'cause the sheriff will arrest you and the boys will bring you down. The next thing you know, boy, you're prison bound. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine an ever-loving light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine an ever-loving light on me.
Yeah.
All right. This song was written by Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, and a host of others.
My goodness, what a name.
Yeah. This is called One Time and One Time Only. And the Chad Mitchell Trio had a hit with it back in the 60s. I spent my hungry young years running wild. There was so much for me to do, and I spent cities like a handful of change, but I never quit looking for you. One time and one time only, been such a long time lonely. One time for all time it will be. Been waiting such a long time, each time has been the wrong time, until you came to me. I looked for you in every face I saw, but could not find you anywhere. Then finally one day I quit trying at all, and looked up to see you standing there. One time only, been such a long time lonely. One time for all time it will be. Been waiting such a long time, each time has been the wrong time, until you came to me. I don't mind telling you what's on my mind. It's no big secret anymore. I have no plans at all for moving on. That's one thing that I was never looking for. One time only, been such a long time lonely. One time for all time it will be. Been waiting such a long time, each time has been the wrong time, until you came to me.
Wow, that's a neat song.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Here's one that was written by Ted Anderson and recorded by Brewer and Shipley. It's called Seems Like a Long Time. Nighttime is only the other side of daytime, but if you've ever waited for the sun, you know what it's like to wish daytime would come. And don't it seem like a long time? Seem like a long time? Seem like a long, long time? Sometimes it seems like a long time. Seems like a long time. Seems like a long, long time. Yes, it does. Long, long time. Hard times are only the other side of good times, but if you've ever wished hard times were gone, you know what it's like to wish good times would come, and don't it seem like a long time? Seem like a long time. Seem like a long, long time. Sometimes it seems like a long time. Seems like a long time. Seems like a long, long time. Yes, it does. A long, long time. You know what it's like to wish good times would come, and don't it seem like a long time? Seem like a long time. Seem like a long, long time. Yes, it does. A long, long time. Wartime is only the other side of peacetime. But if you've ever seen how wars are won, you know what it's like to wish peacetime would come, and don't it seem like a long time? Seem like a long time. Seems like a long, long time. Sometimes it seems like a long time. Seems like a long time. Seems like a long, long time. Sometimes it seems like a long time. Seems like a long, long time. Seems like a long, long time. Yes, it does. 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 A long, long time.
Nice. Libby said, love that one. And I think
Thank you,
she
Libby.
meant the one you were playing. Might have meant the one before, but I think this one is what she was talking about.
Okay.
Seems like a long time.
I'm glad you liked it.
What was the one you played?
The one I played before that was One Time and One Time Only.
That's right. That was a good one, too. I like that one, too.
This one was written by Jim Stafford and his good buddy Martin Cooper. Jim recorded it, and it's called Real Good Time. And one of the central pieces of this song you don't see too much anymore. Well, I just got into town, had nothing to do, when I happened upon this telephone booth with a whole bunch of writing covering one entire wall. It said, if you ain't afraid to spend a dime, and if you want to have a real good time, just give Lucille a call. Now, underneath her number was this big long list saying she'd do that and saying she'd do this. I let my fingers do the walking through all kind of stuff I'd missed. Well, I shuffled through my pockets till I found myself a dime, heard a ring or two, and when I got her on the line, I said, Lucille, I'd like to have a real good time. Might have found a lover, might have made a new friend. Well, I ain't had a real good time since I don't know when. She said, well, who are you and what is this? I said, it's George, Lucille, and it's about this list, which I began to read with particular emphasis on my favorite numbers, 1, 5, 11, 14, 22, 33, and 41 through 59. She said, "Where are you?" And I gave her the street. She said, "You sound like a guy I'd love to meet." She said, "Stay right where you are, and I promise you a real good time." Might have found a lover, might have made a new friend. Well, I ain't had a real good time since I don't know when. About 15 minutes after my arrest, in the middle of the questions, I tried to protest that I was not the phantom obscene phone caller, master of crime. Before they took me away, they allowed me one call, and I recalled that number on the phone booth wall, and I said, "Lucille, you and me got an altogether different idea about a real good time. I lost my lover, I lost my new friend. Well, you can't have a real good time doing 1 to 10. Hello, Lucille? Look here, honey. I'm going to be tied up for quite a while here. And I was just wondering to know, maybe about 10 years or so, when I get out of here, if you'd mind if I give you a call? Hello? Hello? Lucille? Lucille? Hello?
Oh, Terry Linder. Hello, my two lively friends.
Hey, Terry.
We have notes and hearts and goodness, flower, and that looks like a bunny. And a big grin face.
Loved your
That's
last
beautiful.
set on Periscope where you did all those country songs. God, that was great.
Wow.
I couldn't, of course, I can't see the video or anything. Are you playing all those and mixing it down, or do you have people playing with you, or what? If you want to hear some really good live music, join the Periscope Musicians Group, folks, and watch for Terry, because he tears it up all the time.
And Benji said, "That's a good one on that last one."
Thanks,
I like
Benji.
that one. Real
Glad
good.
you're back
Yeah.
home. Hope you get to
Oh, my
feeling better
goodness,
real
yes.
soon.
Oh, yes.
Here's a song that was written by Irvin Drake and sung by Frank Sinatra in 1965 called "It Was a Very Good Year." And this thing is all over the Auto Harp fingerboard, so wish me luck.
Okay. Good luck.
When I was 17, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for small town girls and soft summer nights. We'd hide from the lights on the village green when I was 17. When I was 21, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for city girls who lived up the stair with perfumed hair that came undone when I was 21. When I was 35, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for blue blood girls of independent means. We'd ride in limousines, the chauffeur would drive when I was 35. And now the days grow short. I'm in the autumn of the year, and I think of my life as vintage wine from fine old kegs, from the brim to the dregs. It poured sweet and clear. It was a very good year.
Wow. Terry says, "Oh, thank you. Nice shout out to Periscope musicians and friends. Music notes and a heart."
You're welcome, Terry. Really, yeah, I sit and I listen to that group a lot because there's just so much on it. There's country, there's blues, there's rock, there's folk, there's just whatever people come up with, and the whole purpose of the group is to let people go live. I have to have help reading comments and all of that, which involves a third party, or I'd do it more. I'd do it. I'd play over there.
Oh, Ziggy said, apropos, Lucille, will you also play the Kenny Rogers song, You Picked a Fine Time to Leave Me, Lucille? Shall I write that one?
Yes.
Or is it auto-harpable?
Oh, it's auto-harpable. I used to
Okay,
play it all
I
the
thought
time.
you did. That was one Ted Eads liked.
Yeah.
Because I remember he'd change the words. You'd go and
Yeah.
find.
Yeah.
And find. I can't even remember how he used to do it. He was like,
I don't have the words handy.
well, we can look that up.
I'll do my best. In a bar and Philippa, remember this was a request.
Right.
In a bar in Toledo, across from the depot, on a bar stool she took off her ring. I thought I'd get closer, so I wandered over, sat down and asked her her name. I'm sorry, Ziggy, I just don't remember the words. I will sing it for you next show, even though the next show is the Christmas show. If you join us on Christmas Eve, I will sing it for you. I just can't do it justice right now. But I will play it. And next time, we're going to do a show on Christmas Eve at the same usual time, Saturday afternoon. But it probably won't be a full-length show. We don't want to hold people too long.
Right.
And all.
An hour.
We'll probably do about an hour, and it'll be our usual Twisted Christmas.
Twisted Christmas.
I will pick the twistedest songs,
Right.
and play you the ones that I.
We love those.
Yeah.
It's like those songs.
Everybody else does Christmas carols.
Oh, I know. We shall let those folks have that, and we shall. You will play some of the most interesting Christmas songs that I have ever heard, I imagine.
Right. So this is written by John Prine and sung by him, and it's called A Good Time. Time was once just a clock to me. Life was just a book biography. Success was something you just had to be, and I would spend myself unknowingly. And you know that I could have me a million more friends, and all I'd have to lose is my point of view. But I had no idea what a good time would cost, till last night when I sat and talked with you. An apple will spoil if it's been abused. A candle disappears when it's been used. A rainbow may follow up a hurricane, and I can't leave forever on a train. And you know that I'd survive if I never spoke again. And all I'd have to lose is my vanity. But I had no idea what a good time would cost, till last night when you sat and talked with me. You can smile for lack of something else to do, and no one will laugh and point at you. If your tears didn't always make me feel so bad, would you still cry every time you felt sad? I thought I'd heard and seen enough to get along, till you said something neither of us knew. And I had no idea what a good time would cost, till last night when I sat and talked with you.
Wow. Oh, Ziggy said, your show's time is here at 8 p.m., so I doubt that I can join you on Christmas Eve, alas, and a sad face.
Then we'll play it the next show, which will be on January the 14th. But just make a note of that it really wouldn't have fit that show anyway.
No, okay.
And then I'll put it at the top for Ziggy.
Ready. I'll put ready for.
Yeah.
Okay, and
January 14th. Whatever that topic is, we'll play it.
okay, got it.
Okay. Because I'll start putting that list together pretty soon. So.
Excellent.
All right, that's cool. Well,
Bumping my microphone. I apologize. That's going to sound kind of funny.
yeah.
I've only done it a few times.
This is we don't claim to be professionals, folks.
No, and it's just been a weird.
Yeah, we've had a very strange few days, but we really appreciate every single person that watches this.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't done so in the past, or you're new to the show, hey, leave us a comment. Tell us who you are and where you're from, and
Yes.
and a little bit about yourself. We'd love to get to know you. We want to get to know people, not just throw music at them.
Right.
This is kind of a virtual visit to our home, and we really appreciate everybody. So if you would leave us a comment, so
Yes.
we know who we're playing for. We'd really appreciate that. And if you want to get invitations to future shows, like and or follow Auto Harp Down Home, the Auto Harp Down Home page, the page you're probably watching it at right now. And then you'll an invitation to each show with a little description will show up in your newsfeed. We don't do likes or follows for any other reason. And we don't post anything else on this page except for show-related material, or every once in a while, if somebody has a really cool video or something with featuring the auto harp, we'll link to it. But you won't get any junk in your news feed. If it's from Auto Harp Down Home, it's probably an invite. So if you haven't already done so and you like what we're doing, follow the page and you'll be in the know.
Ziggy says, bring us Lucille next year. Perhaps you'll have a theme about happenings in a bar, or about crops in the fields, or about female names. Well, that's an interesting. Those are great ideas.
Yeah, why don't you write those down too?
I shall.
Because I'm running out of theme ideas. They're getting further and further afield here. And I'm going to start concentrating on playing fewer songs better than playing a bunch of songs not as well. Here is a song that was written by Rodney Dillard and Mix Jane, and was originally recorded by the Dillards on their Back Porch Bluegrass album back in 1964, I think. And Rodney was always the buffoon. He was always the guy, the butt of all the group's jokes and stuff when they perform. But he's really quite a songwriter. And this is called "There Is a Time." There is a time for love and laughter. The days will pass like summer storms. The winter wind will follow after. But there is love, and love is warm. There is a time for us to wander, when time is young, and so are we. The woods are greener over yonder. The path is new, the world is free. There is a time when leaves are falling, the woods are gray, the path is rolled. The snow will come when geese are calling. You need a fire against the cold. There is a time for us to wander, when time is young, and so are we. The woods are greener over yonder. The path is new, the world is free. So do your roaming in the springtime, and you'll find your love in the summer sun. The frost will come and bring the harvest, and you can sleep when day is done. There is a time for us to wander, when time is young, and so are we. The woods are greener over yonder. The path is new, the world is free. The path is new, the world is free.
Wow.
Here's a song written by Tillman Franks and is recorded by Johnny Horton, and it's called When it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. I mushed from Port Barrow to the blizzard of snow. Been out prospecting for 2 years or so. Pulled into Fairbanks, the city was a boom. So I took a little stroll to the Red Dog Saloon. As I walked in the door, the music was clear. The prettiest voice that I'd heard in 2 years. The song she was singing made a man's blood run cold. When it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. When it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. It was red-headed Lil who was singing so sweet. I reached down and took the snowpacks off my feet. I reached for the gal who was singing the tune. We did the Eskimo hop all around the saloon. With the caribou crawl and the grizzly bear hug, we did our dance on a Kodiak rug. The song she kept singing made a man's blood run cold. When it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. I was as innocent as I could be. I didn't know Lil was Big Ed's wife-to-be. He took out his knife and he gave it a throw. When it's springtime in Alaska, I'll be 6 feet below. When it's springtime in Alaska, he'll be 6 feet below.
Man.
This song was written and recorded by Shel Silverstein, and Johnny Cash actually did real well with it too. It's called 25 Minutes to Go.
Are you about to?
Yeah.
You want me to get you? Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah, that's
Well, I need a break for just a second. I could get your tuning tool and then come right back. If you want to do that.
well, I don't want. I want. If you need a break, take
I need
it.
just
But
a
I'm
break.
going to go
Need a
ahead
break.
and
Yeah, go
do
ahead
the
and play
song.
that
I'll
one.
just
I'll be
take it
fine.
easy on it.
Yeah.
Well, they're building a gallows outside my cell. I got 24 minutes to go, and the whole town is waiting to hear me yell. I got 23 minutes to go. Well, they gave me some beans for my last meal with 23 minutes to go. But nobody asked me how I feel. I got 22 minutes to go. Well, I sent for the governor and the whole damn bunch with 21 minutes to go. And I sent for the mayor, but he was out to lunch. I got 20 more minutes to go. Then the sheriff said, boy, I'm gonna watch you die with 19 minutes to go. So I laughed in his face and I spit in his eye with 18 minutes to go. Well, I called up to the warden to hear my plea with 17 minutes to go. He said, call me back in a week or 3. You got 16 minutes to go. Well, my lawyer said he's sorry that he lost my case with 15 minutes to go. Yeah, well, if you're so sorry, come and take my place. I got 14 minutes to go. Now here comes a preacher for to save my soul with 13 minutes to go. And he's talking about burning, but I'm so cold. I got 12 more minutes to go. Now they're testing the trap and it chills my spine. 11 more minutes to go. And the trap and the rope, all they work just fine. I got 10 more minutes to go. Well, I'm waiting on the pardon that'll set me free with 9 more minutes to go. But this ain't the movie, so forget about me. I got 8 more minutes to go. Well, I'm climbing up the ladder to the scaffold peg with 7 more minutes to go. I better watch my step or else I'll break my leg. I got 6 more minutes to go. With my feet on the trap and my head in the noose, I got 5 more minutes to go. Won't somebody come and cut me loose? I got 4 more minutes to go. I can see the mountains, I can see the sky with 3 more minutes to go. And it's too damn pretty for a man who's gonna die. I got 2 more minutes to go. I can see the buzzards, I can hear the crows. 1 more minute to go. And now I'm swinging and here I go.
No, you thought he'd be saved.
You thought he was going to make it, didn't
He
you?
didn't make it.
He did not make it.
Ziggy said 25 minutes to go. Shel Silverstein?
Yeah.
Shel Silverstein's song.
Yep. You need to get me my fine tuning, the little Allen Ranch, because that is really out.
Yeah, give me just a minute here. I've got myself squeezed in pretty good. Okay.
What in the world happened to that? No, it's real small.
I found it. It just took me a minute.
Yeah.
There are several others.
I can't play the auto harp with that string that way because it's in it's an A, and it's in a lot of the chords I use.
Try not to yawn so much, but I am tired.
Well, we'll tell you why. There's a good reason for that.
I'm sorry.
No, there's a real good reason for that.
There.
All right, let's see what the other A sounds like.
And here is how we tune the auto harp.
Is it the B flat?
Whoa,
Yeah,
ouch.
that's it.
That was not good.
That's not good.
So he said, since I had to turn up the heating, my auto harp is going flat every day. We had
That's-
a change in humidity and the same thing. He has a sad face after that. And it is a sad state of affairs. The humidity affects things here, I think. The temperature as well. So I don't know if you have humidity issues. Oh my, that one's no good.
There we go.
Yay.
I will put
Put
this
that in
in
your
my
pocket.
pocket.
I was going to say, I don't want to get up again, but I will.
No, that's if there's one thing so far that I've found about this auto harp, and it may be true of all luthier harps, I don't know, but it's very sensitive to temperature and humidity. It can go out as much as like 25 cents just overnight. And it does it all the time. I always have to tune this instrument. I tune it almost every day. And my production Oscar Schmidts weren't that bad. But it's wonderful when it's tuned up, but it does not stay in tune.
We have a comment from Debbie Lane, who
Hello,
has just
Debbie.
joined us. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
She says, not chasing great grandkids today, so I can actually enjoy
Okay.
the time with you.
Well,
Happy
we're
days.
so glad you
Yes.
came. And
Great grandkids. Huh?
you'll get to
My
hear more
goodness.
of the show than you thought you would because we got a late start.
We did. Almost by 20 minutes, we could
Yeah.
not get things
Facebook.
working quite right, and then people couldn't see us.
Had tantrums, and the little children who wrote the software were lying on the floor drumming their heels. What you gonna do? You can't do what my father. You
I'm
can't
sorry.
do what my parents did, which is to say, "Quit crying, or I'll give you something to cry about." So you can't say that
I
now.
believe
The,
that's
the
reminiscent
kid
of
cops
something.
will descend on you and take your kids away and throw them in a foster home where they'll be raped and sodomized, and you'll be in jail.
Right.
And that's how they help you.
I see that. Ziggy said, higher temperature means lower relative humidity. The change in humidity is the culprit, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then we go down here, we're going along, and it gets real cold, and then it warms up almost to 70.
Yeah, it's
And
very
now it's going to
erratic.
go back cold again. But that's November and December in the South. We even get tornadic weather sometimes. Ivan said, all my harps stay in tune for a long time. Don't know how or why. And Philip said, Ginny said to thank you for accepting her friend request.
Oh, you're welcome, Jenny.
And Debbie said ages 1, 3, 5, and 7, and yep, true. Oh, well. Congratulations, though, because that's a nice bunch of grandkids there.
Miss Linda is very tired today, so you will have to excuse her.
I can't stop
We
yawning.
had quite an adventure yesterday.
Yes, when I went to take my dogs
we
out.
to the south of us is a big cattle farm operation. I don't know how many acres the guy's got, but
I don't either,
It's
but-
big, and he ran woven wire, 6-foot woven wire along his whole property line, and then inside of that he built a second fence. Well, one of his cows got through the second fence
Right.
and then came along and found a spot on his line fence where a big branch had fallen down on it. Mm-hmm. And the cow, it was a heifer,
Yes, kind of hopped over.
kind of hopped over into our backyard and was happily grazing on brand new pasture. It was wonderful. She was as happy
Oh,
as could
she's
be.
big in there.
And,
I walked around back to take my dog out. And I stopped and looked at that. And you just don't usually encounter a cow in your backyard. So I walked right around back and told George about it. And we didn't know what to do. at first we were going to try to figure out how do we find the farmer. So we asked our neighbor, and he told us which house. And so we had, I guess Greg had one of his guys go check,
Yeah.
and there was nobody home.
Greg had been working in Birmingham, and he was
my,
like an
he
hour
was-
away.
Yeah, he couldn't
So
get here.
Eric went over to check. The farmer's not home.
Home. So
Well,
Eric
now-
came in.
My folks were farmers for a while, and it never fails. Every time you think, okay, we can take, it's Friday night, we can go to dinner, everything's locked down, something happens.
Right, the cow
Gets out. Horse gets out. Tree falls on fence. Silo gets hit by lightning. I mean, you name it. It always happens when you're out trying to relax for a little while.
Yeah, so we had a cow, and people say you can have a cow. Well, we did. Had a cow.
Greg got home and was able to chase it back.
Chased her right.
Well, what he did is he cut the fence
Yeah.
so that she could get back in between the fences, and then we patched it back together. We'll have to get with that guy and tell him we did that because it's his fence. But anyway,
didn't have a
by the
choice.
time all that got settled down, it was like 9 o'clock. We didn't eat supper till like, what was it, 10:30 or 11?
10:30. I mean, it was late. We
and
didn't eat
by
a
the
lot,
time we
but
could wind down and get to sleep, it was
It took me a while.
it was well after midnight before I got to sleep.
Me too. Well, I went out to try to help Eric and got to understand how fast cows can really move.
Yeah, they can.
Eric
they can
knew what he
travel.
was doing with cows, but I'm not very familiar with the creature, and I've always admired them from a distance. Philippa said in Connecticut I had to call 911 and heard a flock of sheep out of the road. Oh dear.
That's always fun.
Sheep
too.
are not as smart as cows.
No, they're one of the stupidest animals on 4 feet.
Yeah. This cow would have gone back if she could have, but once she got over, I think she had to jump a little to get over, and it was really dark out too. I have to get a new flashlight, that's all, because that was one of my problems. I needed one of those big.
Yeah, let's put that on our list of
yeah.
stuff we want from the Big
Debbie
A.
said, we're on 35 acres. Neighbors have cattle, but it's open range here, so we have visitors often.
Okay.
LOL. We have a 1 acre fenced in yard here, and it's kind of we're not really in the city.
No, we're not. We're
What-
we're in
what
the
do they call-
county.
Yeah.
We're just outside of our little town's
And it's like
limits.
what they said is a subdivision, but I'm not sure.
It is, but
We have 1 acre, and we got it fenced, and very happy about it. But we used that guy's fence along the one side instead of, But anyway, adventure is over.
here is a song. It was written by a host of people. Dan Tyler gets top billing. And it was recorded by Kenny Rogers back in the 80s.
Oh.
And it's called 20 Years Ago. It's been a long time since I walked through this old town. But oh, how the memories start to flow. And there's that old movie house, they finally closed it down. You could find me there every Friday night, 20 years ago. I worked the counter at the drugstore down the street, but nobody's left there I would know. On Saturday mornings, that's where all my friends would meet. You'd be surprised what a time went by 20 years ago. All my memories from those days come gather round me. What I'd give if they could take me back in time. like yesterday. Where do the good times go? Life was so much easier 20 years ago. I guess I should stop by Mr. Johnson's hardware store. His only son was my friend Joe, but he joined the army back in 1964. How could we know he would never come back 20 years ago? All my memories from those days come gather round me. What I'd give if they could take me back in time. It almost seems like yesterday. Where do the good times go? Life was so much easier 20 years ago. It almost seems like yesterday, 20 years ago.
Wow. I don't think I've heard that before, or didn't listen to the words before.
Yeah, I was going to
It's
say, because
beautiful.
we played it on our Remember When show years ago, a couple of years ago.
Then I've heard it, but I didn't actually listen to the words like I did just now. That's
Here's a song
one of
that,
those.
that Ivan did on his show. If you haven't heard Ivan Stiles, he's on
yes.
every Sunday afternoon, as faithful as clockwork, at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central Time. Plays for an hour, plays older folk music and stuff, and you'll hear a lot of songs that I guarantee you haven't heard before. So if you're not doing anything real important tomorrow afternoon, go to Ivan Stiles' page and listen to him, because he can play this thing.
Yes.
Let's see. And this song is a song that he played on his last show. It's called My Grandfather's Clock.
Ivan said, thanks for the plug. Have to
You're
leave
welcome.
early today. Going to a bridge party.
All right. Well, we'll see
catch
you tomorrow.
later.
Or actually later on tonight, maybe, if you're back.
Yeah.
And thanks for stopping in, Ivan. This was written by Henry Clay Work in 1876, and it's called My Grandfather's Clock. My grandfather's clock was too large for the shelf, so it stood 90 years on the floor. It was taller by half than the old man himself, though it weighed not a penny weight more. It was bought on the morn of the day that he was born, and was always his treasure and pride. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life's seconds numbering. It stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. In watching its pendulum swing to and fro, many hours had he spent while a boy. And in childhood and manhood the clock seemed to know and to share both his grief and his joy. For it struck 24 when he entered at the door with a blooming and beautiful bride. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life's seconds numbering. It stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. My grandfather said that of those he could hire, not a servant so faithful he found. For it wasted no time and had but one desire, at the close of each week to be wound. And it kept in its place, not a frown upon its face, and its hands never hung by its side. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life seconds numbering. It stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. It rang an alarm in the dead of the night, an alarm that for years had been dumb. And we knew that his spirit was blooming for flight, that his hour of departure had come. Still the clock kept the time with a soft and muffled chime, as we silently stood by his side. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life seconds numbering. It stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died.
Wow. Debbie said, love grandfather's clock. My mom sang it often.
Yeah, I like that song.
Come on.
The bluegrass group that I used to play with at our senior center liked that. Mm-hmm. And they do an instrumental between each verse and pass it around.
Yeah.
Do a go around. Okay. This song, I don't have an author for. It was recorded by the Limelighters in the 60s.
Love those guys.
Yeah, they're great. And it's called That's How I Remember Yesterday.
Oh.
Sometimes I stop and think about the way things used to be when I was just a kid out on the street. Everything was simple then, at least it seemed that way. So when life gets more than I can take, my thoughts go racing back to yesterday. When Detroit put steel in every car, freeways didn't come through yards. To put two arms around a girl was going pretty far. A little was a lot to us, but people seem to have more trust, and that's how I remember yesterday. When I never walked, I always ran. My first bike was second-hand, and anything worth having came for free. There were times when times were tough, but people seemed to have enough, That's how I remember yesterday. Now the years go by so fast, friendships come and go. The world today is different than before. Lovers still walk hand in hand, good things never change, 'cause love still makes the world go round. That's how I remember yesterday. We looked up to cops and down on crooks, fished with last year's fishing hooks. I never feared the darkness when I woke up late at night, 'cause the rumble of a distant train would put me back to sleep again. And that's how I remember yesterday. We had fields to fly our paper kites, picture shows on Friday nights, basketball on Saturday. I always got to play. A dime back then was worth a quarter. Mother was a name to honor. And that's how I remember yesterday. And that's how I remember yesterday.
Beautiful.
I love that song.
I do too. Philippa said, Jenny wants to know if you know Older Than Everybody.
No, write it down.
I shall.
Never heard of it, Jenny.
That's one that I was one.
But I will see if I can find it somewhere, because I play by ear, and I'll see if I can learn it for you. Happy to do that.
Older Than Everybody. Okay. It's older apostrophe N and then everybody.
Yeah, Older Than Everybody. Here's one written by George Henry Jackson and Thomas Earl Jones III, recorded by Bob Seger and his Silver Bullet Band, and it's called Old Time Rock and Roll. Just take those old records off the shelf, and I'll sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. Don't try to take me to a disco. You'll never even get me out on the floor. In 10 minutes I'll be late for the door. I like that old time rock and roll. Still like that old time rock and roll. That kind of music just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time rock and roll. Oh. Won't go to hear 'em play a tango. I'd rather hear some blues or funky old soul. There's only one sure way to get me to go. Start playing old time rock and roll. Call me a relic, call me what you will. Say I'm old fashioned, say I'm over the hill. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. Still like that old time rock and roll. That kind of music just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time rock and roll. Yeah! Still like that old time rock and roll. That kind of music just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time rock and roll. Hey, I like that old time rock and roll. That kind of music just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old and that old time rock and roll. Still like that old time rock and roll. That kind of music just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old time rock and roll. Still like that old time rock and roll.
Wow.
Maybe that'll help you wake up.
Oh, it did. Hang on a minute. I got a couple comments.
All right.
Debbie Lane gave 2 thumbs up on that one.
Well, thank you, Debbie.
And then Flip has found the link to a YouTube on the Older Than Everybody. It's by Lou and Peter Berryman.
Really?
Yeah, and the link is there. And then Amber says, yeah, we're jamming at the library now.
All right.
With hearts. And Jenna said, fire, that's some rock and roll. And then Flip said, old time R&R. It's
Yep.
definitely a favorite.
Yeah.
We love it. And well done. I like
There's a song circle on Zoom the 3rd and 4th Saturdays of every month where that's all they play. You can get away with a little bit of folk, but they're all silver top rockers from the
Silver top rockers.
Yeah, we're all silver tops. That's Dan's phrase. I don't know where he got it.
I don't know, but I like it.
All right, here's another one that's like all over the keyboard. This is was written by and recorded by Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh dear.
And it's called One More Minute. Well, I heard that you're leaving, gonna leave me far behind, 'cause you found a brand new lover. You decided that I'm not your kind. So I pulled your name out of my Rolodex, and I tore all your pictures in two. And I burned down the malt shop where we used to go, just because it reminds me of you. That's right, you ain't gonna see me crying. I'm glad you found somebody new, 'cause I'd rather spend eternity eating shards of broken glass than spend one more minute with you. I guess I might seem kind of bitter. You got me feeling down in the dumps, 'cause I'm stranded alone in the gas station of love. So I have to use the self-service pumps. Oh, so honey, let me help you with that suitcase. You ain't gonna break my heart in two, 'cause I'd rather get 100,000 paper cuts on my face than spend one more minute with you. I'd rather rip out my intestines with a fork than watch you going out with other men. Oh, I'd rather slam my fingers in a door again and again and again and again and again. Oh, can't you see what I'm trying to say, darling? I'd rather have my blood sucked out by leeches, shove an ice pick under a toenail or two, I'd rather clean all the bathrooms in Grand Central Station with my tongue than spend one more minute with you. Yes, I'd rather jump naked on a huge pile of thumbtacks or stick my nostrils together with crazy glue. I'd rather dive into a swimming pool full of double-edged razor blades than spend one more minute with you. I'd rather rip my heart out of my rib cage with my bare hands and throw it on the floor and stomp on it till I die than spend one more minute with you.
Oh my. Oh, Flip said, give me the link to the Zoom thing. Can you do that, or do you have to be an auto harp player?
No. Let me, Libby, if you're still listening, let me know if it's okay to pass along the invitation to my friend Philippa.
She may have been talking about the rock and roll.
Oh, the rock
Zoom.
circle?
Yeah, was that a
Oh,
Zoom?
that, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Scratch
Yeah.
that. I misunderstood. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
she
she
was
meant
talking
rock
about
and
the rock and roll
roll. Yeah.
circle. Okay. I can absolutely do that.
And she says, believe it or not, I'm not a silver top yet.
All
Grinny
right.
face. Well, that's not fair. I'm not completely there because my hair's long enough that I still have color down below and silver on top.
I will pass the invite along to you for that because that is a public invite. I got messed up because I was thinking about Libby's Song Circle, which is tonight.
Which is tonight. Yeah.
Okay, I will pass that invitation along to you, and then when you join, since they won't know you, tell them that I passed it along to you because they know me. I don't always attend that because it sometimes hits on show Saturdays, and I simply can't do both. And it's pretty good. Everybody plays 2 songs, and you'll hear some pretty good music, and then you'll hear some.
Flip said, I got a few white hairs, but not many. Going back to that topic there. And Laura wanted to know if you knew my grandfather's clock, and Flip said he just did it.
I
So
did, Laura. You must
yes.
have stepped out for a minute,
Yeah.
but if you'll go back just
can
a
hear
little
it,
bit
yeah.
after the show, you can hear it.
You can hear it.
I did do that.
And then, let's see, Lara said, weird, I missed it and I don't know how. That is odd.
Yes, it is. Okay.
This is a weird show, though.
Yes, this is.
It started out.
It's one of
weird.
those.
Well, after the cow in the backyard,
Oh,
I
yeah.
really do believe we are in the twilight
I thought
zone.
we'd got through all of that, but apparently,
I don't
haven't.
know. Yeah, we may have some issues still.
If you haven't already done so and you'd like to help us out, we'd appreciate it if you'd go to autoharpdownhome.com and pick up a copy of our CD, Forever Friends.
Oh, yes, it says on the crawler there.
The information's on the crawler at the bottom of the screen. And from there, you can also donate. If you want to put something in our virtual tip jar, you can do that from there, as well as...
And help get you to MLAG.
and help us get to MLAG. But the CD has 14 tracks. It tells the story of dog ownership from the time you get a pup until the time you have to say goodbye. And all of the money, all the proceeds go to support Southeastern Guide Dogs in Palmetto, Florida, where I got my Indy dog.
Where is Indy?
Who was crashed in his crate.
Where's Indy?
Hey, Indy. What you doing, buddy? Come. So, no, I'm sleeping.
Is he asleep? He probably...
He's sleeping.
Oh.
He's a good boy. He's been sick the last week or so. He's having trouble keeping his food down.
Yeah, we're
And,
still trying to...
Knock wood.
had
We're
him-
almost 24 hours vomit free.
yeah.
So
He's
maybe
been to the vet. and
yeah.
we're-
The vet said he's maybe gulping his food too fast.
So we figured out a way to slow him down.
Yeah, we put it, instead of putting it in a bowl, we put it in a 9 by 9 inch cake pan.
Yeah.
So he has
So
to
he has
kind
to
of chase it.
Yeah.
And we banished Lulu because she was interfering with him.
Yeah, she get in
I'd
his
call him
way.
and she'd get crossways a couple of feet out of my reach and block him. And then I'd raise my voice and he'd go like, I'm trying, I can't get past that old great dog. And
I think he was getting
he was getting a
bit
little demoralized
bummed
and stressed out and all.
So we're not sure which thing, but we're
I was trying to help Lynn out by taking another dog off, but I can't.
No,
she can't cope.
I'm okay.
Not Lynn can't cope. Lulu can't cope.
Lulu can't cope.
She cannot deal with the idea that she's not my number one dog and she can't go anywhere anymore.
No, and she hates that. Even going out to run with mine doesn't seem to.
She doesn't relate
She
to him.
doesn't
She just
really-
wants to get back
no,
in
she
so
just
she can
wants-
see me.
Yeah, so she can come back in and be with you. So,
All right. Anyhow,
but we're working through it, and he didn't get sick
today.
today. So,
But anyway, these CDs make great Christmas presents. If you know somebody of our age who's still got a CD player, who loves dogs,
it is wonderful.
go pick up a copy. It's for a very good cause.
You had great sound, and
Yep.
and the artwork on the CD itself, that was from Ivan. He did that work.
Here's a song that was sung by the Back Porch Majority. It was probably written by Randy Sparks. The Back Porch Majority was the minor league team, and if you were lucky, you'd get promoted up to the New Christy Minstrels. Tacky folk music was their specialty. Here we go. Find the key. I got a big front. I got a big front porch and an old rocking chair and a cigar for Saturday night. I got a hound dog thinks that I'm a millionaire. Lord, you never ever seen such a sight. He's just a scratching on his fleas, gnawing on a bone. You know right away you better leave him alone. You know I got good credit down at Ledbetter store, and don't they call me Good Time Joe? Come on, children, sing it. I got a big front porch and an old rocking chair, and don't they call me Good Time Joe? Now them fancy politicians talk about things we're gonna get. They're gonna put a chicken in everybody's pot. Yay! But you notice my old rocking chair hasn't changed a bit. I never want for more than what I got. Well, they tell me if I get a job and work real hard, I can plant some little flowers in my own front yard, dig up my morning glories and let the daisies grow. I just don't understand it. I don't give a hag what happens past my front gate. You know it just ain't no concern of mine. Just as long as it's breakfast, lunch, and supper is ate, I don't care if Hannah don't shine. I got the right of ownership that everyone needs. I got me 20 acres and it's all in weeds. I got a big front porch and an old rocking chair, and don't they call me Good Time Joe? I got a big front porch and an old rocking chair, and don't they call me Good Time, lazy good for nothing, don't they call me Good Time Joe?
I like that one. Good Time Joe.
Yeah.
Well, we got 2:57, and I don't know how many. You want to go about another half hour?
Yeah, it won't be that long, but
Okay.
we'll
Just
move,
to let
we'll
you know,
move
we're
right
going to
along.
continue on.
Yeah, we are going to, because we came on late.
Right.
We're going to go ahead and do all the songs, but if you have to duck out, if you've got other plans, we certainly appreciate you coming by to see us. Any?
Leg cramp.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, hey, hang in there, guys. I may have to stand up. Oh, I think I got it.
Any comments?
No, just
Okay.
weird. I missed it, and I don't know how. Ouch! I have to stand up, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, that was an
That
older
one of
one.
those is just.
Yeah, you got to work that out. I'm going to move along so
Yeah,
that people
Go ahead. Sorry.
aren't kept too
Hard
long.
being out there running around last night. I keep
Yeah.
having leg cramps today. I'm not as young as I once was.
This was written and recorded by Louis Wickham, and it's called Little Bit Late. When they repossessed my car, I said I'll get it back again. I'll fight them finance people to the end. Here's my delinquent payment, and I'll give you some to boot. Now give me back my car and take my loot. They said, I think you're just a little bit late. We can't mess around while you procrastinate. We auctioned off your car, you know that's just the way we are. Sorry you're a little too late. Then I had to catch the bus to get to work on time. I missed the one at 8, but I caught the one at 9. I finally got to work about 10:15, and I went to tell the foreman where I'd been. He said, I think you're just a little bit late. And fella, that's the kind of thing I hate. I don't want to make you sore, but we can't use you anymore. Sorry you're a little too late. Then my wife packed up and left me. I said, she can't do that to me. I guess I'll have to show her what a lover I can be. So I bought a dozen roses and said, baby, please come home. Your lover boy can't stand to be alone. She said, I think you're just a little bit late. You see, I went and got myself another mate. He's handsomer than you, he's got a car, he's working too. Sorry you're a little too late. Well, after the divorce, I ended up without a dime. You can see I was forced to lead a life of sin and crime. I gambled and I plundered and I smoked and cursed and drank. Even tried to rob the local bank. They said, I think you're just a little bit late. You see, there's nothing in our vault for you to take. You're the second crook today, the other robber got away. Sorry you're a little too late. Well, the time I spent in jail has made me see that I was wrong, and I've decided to repent and take it easy from now on. But when I die and climb those golden stairs on Judgment Day, the man will probably look at me and say, I think you're just a little bit late. We're all full up now. You'll have to wait. Why don't you go on down below? If something breaks, we'll let you know. Sorry you're a little too late.
Goodness. That's sad. All the way around. Poor,
I knew a guy like that.
poor soul.
Terry Martin was like that. That man
we
is
used
going to
to
be
call
late
it
to
Terry
his own
Martin
funeral.
time.
I loved him like a brother, but yeah,
He's
there
on
was
Terry Martin time.
there was Eastern Central and Terry Martin time.
Right. Oh, I loved him like a brother, though.
Yeah, he was a great
good
guy.
Well, probably still is, wherever you are, Terry. Good memories.
Yeah. I have to get with Mary Williams and see if she can tell him about it.
Oh, yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah, it would. Here is a song that was written by Gordon Lightfoot and recorded by everybody. Gord made a lot of gold on this one.
Yeah.
In the early morning rain, with $1 in my hand, with an aching in my heart, and my pockets full of sand. I'm a long way from home, and I miss my loved ones so. In the early morning rain, with no place to go, out on runway number 9, big 707 set to go. But I'm stuck here on the ground, where the pavement never goes. Well, the liquor tasted good, and the women all were fast. Well, there she goes, my friend. She is rolling down at last. Hear the mighty engines roar. See the silver wing on high. She's away and westward bound. Far above the clouds she'll fly, where the morning rain don't fall, and the sun always shines. She'll be flying o'er my home in about 3 hours' time. This old airport's got me down. It's no earthly good to me, 'cause I'm stuck here on the grass, cold and drunk as I can be. You can't jump a jet plane like you can a freight train, so I'd best be on my way in the early morning rain, in the early morning rain, with $1 in my hand and an aching in my heart, and my pockets full of sand. I'm a long way from home, and I miss my loved ones so. In the early morning rain, with no place to go. In the early morning rain, with no place to go.
That was beautiful.
Okay, here's a song that was written and recorded by...
Oh, Debbie said great song.
Well,
This
thank you,
big
Debbie.
grin face on that one. She liked that too.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much. This was written... Herbert Kritzmer... Charles Aznavour?
What? Okay.
And Charles Aznavourian. Very strange people. Might be communists or something. It's hard to tell.
Never heard names.
But they can't be that bad. Roy Clark recorded it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And it's called Yesterday When I Was Young. This is not easy to play on the auto harp, folks. Let's see here. It seems the love I've known has always been the most destructive kind. I guess that's why now I feel so old before my time. Yesterday when I was young, the taste of life was sweet as rain upon my tongue. I teased at life as if it were a foolish game, The way the evening breeze will tease a candle flame, the thousand dreams I dream, the splendid things I planned, I always built to last on weekend shifting sand. I lived by night and shunned the naked light of day, and only now I see how the years ran away. Yesterday, when I was young, so many happy songs were waiting to be sung. So many wild pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my dazzled eyes refused to see. I ran so fast that time and youth at last ran out. I never stopped to think what life was all about, and every conversation I can now recall concerned itself with me and nothing else at all. Yesterday, the moon was blue. Every crazy day brought something new to do. I used my magic age as if it were a wand, and never saw the waste and emptiness beyond. The game of love I played with arrogance and pride, and every flame I lit too quickly died. The friends I made all seemed somehow to drift away, and only I am left on stage doing the play. There are so many songs in me that won't be sung. I feel the bitter taste of tears upon my tongue. The time has come for me to pay for yesterday, when I was young.
That's to call heavy.
Yeah,
That song.
that's what we used
That's
to
an
call.
incredible song, yeah. Sad.
All right, we got to cheer up.
Yeah, ooh.
Cal Vila played this. It's kind of a bluegrassy tune, and it's called "There's Better Times a Comin'," which that guy is going to be of the last song.
So
He's going to be glad to hear.
know.
Well, the cows went dry, the hens don't lay, there's no place I can borrow. Give the landlord all the news, the rent comes due tomorrow. Lots of money in the bank, that's where they say they keep it. Not only wouldn't they loan me some, they wouldn't even let me see it. So pick away on the old banjo, keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times a coming. Well, Mary Lou could pull a plow if only I would let her. Twice as strong as any ox, and she don't smell much better. I didn't kiss that Mary Lou but once, and then I had to leave her. Makes my collar get so tight I start to burn with fever. So pick away on the old banjo and keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times coming. My rooster used to chase the hens, he just kept getting thinner. He finally ran himself to death, so I brought him in for dinner. Cotton crops is mighty poor, the weeds are really growing. Need a woman pretty bad to help me with the hoeing. So pick away on the old banjo and keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times a coming. Well, a man came by the other day, a hunting manual labor. I told him I hadn't seen the guy, why didn't he ask my neighbor? So come on, boys, grab your gals, kick your heels up higher. Don't let no one steal your gal, just hold her a little tighter. So pick away on the old banjo and keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times coming.
Wow. That was a good one.
Wow. This one is a traditional song. And the first recording that we know of was made by a guy named Fiddlin' John Carson back in 1924. It's called I Was Born About 6,000 Years Ago. I was born about 6,000 years ago. There ain't nothing in this world that I don't know. I saw old King Pharaoh's daughter find little Moses on the water, and I can whip the man that says it isn't so. I saw Noah when he built that famous ark. I slipped into it one night when it got dark. I saw Jonah swallowed by the whale, and I pulled the lion's tail, and I can whip the man that says it isn't so. I'm an educated man, to get more sense within my head I plan. I've been on earth so long, and I used to sing a little song, while all of them old-timers took their stand. Queen Elizabeth fell dead in love with me. She did. We was married in Milwaukee secretly. Then I took her out and shook her and went off with General Hooker to fight mosquitoes down in Tennessee. I taught Solomon his little ABCs, smart feller, and through all his books I tutored him with ease. Then I sailed out on the bay with Methuselah one day, and I played with his flowing whiskers in the breeze. I'm an educated man, to get more sense within my head I plan. I've been on earth so long, and I used to sing a little song, while all of them old-timers took their stand. I seen old Satan when he searched that garden o'er. Old Booger saw Adam and Eve driven from the door. When the apples they was eating from the bushes I was peeping. I can prove it 'cause I'm the man what at the core. I saw Cain when he killed Abel with a spade, and I know the game was poker that they played. I was hid behind a shrub when he slapped him with that club. Poor old Abel caught him a-cheating and now he's dead. I'm an educated man, to get more sense within my head I plan. I've been on earth so long, and I used to sing a little song, while all of them old-timers took their stand.
There.
Blew the ending.
Well, but you got it. There at that last moment.
Yeah. Here's a song. This is the final number.
Okay.
It's called Together Tomorrow by Tom Chapin. And it was written and recorded by Harry's brother, Tom Chapin.
Beautiful.
It's called Together Tomorrow. I don't like to say goodbye. I don't want today to end. But we will be happy together tomorrow again. Together tomorrow, together tomorrow, my friend. We will be happy together tomorrow again. You may walk a rocky road, your road might twist and bend. We'll share our stories when we get together tomorrow again. Together tomorrow, my friend. We'll share all our stories when we get together tomorrow again. Every day must pass away, never to come again. Tonight when I'm sleeping, I'll dream of us being together tomorrow again. Together tomorrow, my friend. Tonight when I'm sleeping, I'll dream of us being together tomorrow again. Together tomorrow, my friend. Tonight when I'm sleeping, I'll dream of us being together tomorrow again.
Wow. I like
And hopefully we will be together tomorrow again in some distant day.
Yes.
And I want to thank you all, Lynn and I do, for putting up with all our glitches and our late arrival and all of that. I hope you had as good a time as we did. Tell your friends about us. Go ahead and invite anybody you like to the next show. The next show will be our Twisted Christmas. It'll be our fourth or fifth one of those. Let's see, 1921. Yeah, fourth one.
Fourth one, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
And it will be shorter so that people can enjoy their, Christmas Eve festivities,
yes,
as we will be doing as well.
Yes.
Anyway, if you can, if you can spare a buck or two for us, to put in our virtual tip jar, there's a donation link on the website, the URL for which is at the bottom of the screen, or you can go to PayPal and send it to us by autoharp.down.home@gmail.com. That's the PayPal address. And we'd appreciate it if you could help us out a little bit. I'm still trying to get the money together to go to MLAG again, because I am supposed to do concerts and workshops if I can get there.
As the winner
of the 2022 Autoharp
as your plaque
champion
does describe.
Indeed, see the plaque above.
See the
my
plaque
head.
above. Ziggy said, "Thanks, George and Lynn, for this great
You're welcome,
concert.
Ziggy. Thanks for hanging in with us.
We had a great time.
We sure did. And thanks to everybody else. We will leave you with a quote from the immortal Roy Rogers. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to George and all his kin. We'd sure like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. We are all invited back real soon to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. Home style, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now, here.
Debbie said, "Loved it," and Flip said, "Catch you later."
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Ending and...